guys, welcome back to CHS Podcast. Today we are going to be interviewing a couple special people. I'm Catherine, and here's
Deputy Stewart.
Mr. O'Dwyer.
And what is it that you do for a job?
So I'm a deputy with the Kent County Sheriff's Office, but I'm also the school resource officer for Caledonia Community Schools.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm retired from the Kent County Sheriff's Department, and I currently work for Caledonia Community Schools as a security officer in the high school.
Okay. And how long have you guys been officers?
This is my 26th year with the Sheriff's Office and my third full school year with Caledonia.
Really? This is your third year at Cal?
Mm-hmm. I'm a junior.
Wow.
Yeah,
where were you before this?
So I was on this, a patrol officer.
Oh, that's right. That's cool. Do you like this better, or do you like...
I love this.
That's cool, yeah.
What made you come here?
I've always had a passion for working with communities, and then when I had the opportunity to work with within the schools, work with kids, that kind of gravitated me towards that. I've always had a heart for children.
So do you like the kind of like high school range of kids, or like if you had to pick between like elementary, middle school, or high school, would you go high school?
High schoolers seem to have more sophisticated problems. No, but honestly, anytime you think you're having a bad day, I mean, you go to an elementary and get a hug from a kiddo.
Oh,
You really can't beat it. So.
Yeah.
Or you bring their dog back to them.
Or you're.
Oh, yeah.
And how long have you been working at Cal?
I started 2.5 years ago. Like I say, I retired from Kent County Sheriff's Department. I started in law enforcement in 1991. And truthfully, at the time, I came back from Desert Storm, and I really needed a job. I mean, I just have to be fully truthful about that. But then once I did it, there is a reward to helping people. And after retirement, I worked a couple of years at Jenison, and then COVID hit. And then I worked for the courts, and I'm still at the courts. I'm still deputized by the Sheriff's Department. But I wanted to kind of step out of my box and see if I know the job is security, but I kind of hoped that I could do some impromptu counseling. After what I've seen at the Sheriff's Department, if I could get some kids to not go in that direction, I figured it would be worthwhile. Also, kids today I didn't have to face what they faced when I grew up. I graduated in 1981, and it was a world of difference.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You guys have a lot of different pressures now with social media, and I don't know how to say it, but there's a reason we have more school security now. Mm-hmm. When I was going to high school, there wasn't any school security. Yeah, we had the gym teacher. He was one. Yeah, he was one tough guy. You didn't want to mess with him. But things are different today, and like I say, it's how do I say it? It's a shame we're at that point, but if I can help, I'm glad that I can help. Yeah. And as I know I've talked to Layla before, but I don't remember if I've talked to you, but I love talking to the kids and getting the perspective of what's going on. And I don't want to play dad, but sometimes if I have to give out dad advice, I like it. So
yeah. Anyway. Well, that's cool. We all need someone like that here at Cal.
And I guess that can kind of lead us into what impact do you guys hope to make on CHS?
Honestly, it's kind of being able to, like Mr. O'Dwyer said, the counseling, the mentoring, making the community a better place. But CHS specifically, I would say Caledonia Community Schools, honestly, as a whole, being able to find commonality between everybody because everybody's different. Seeing everybody succeed, being able to not only teach but also learn from you guys, because it teaches us a lot too. I mean, we're from a different generation, and it's nice to get that insight into kind of what's coming, what's current. So it's kind of exciting for us too. We're, sometimes we leave my office scratching my heads like, what did they just say? So it's mutually beneficial, when we're all kind of helping each other kind of succeed, because you're our future. So that's exciting to see what's up and coming and build those bonds and, create those bridges.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Well, number one, I want to leave, and anybody in law enforcement will say, or military, because I was in the Marines too, is you want to say, nothing happened on my watch. Everybody was safe on my watch. So safety is number one. Yeah, I said before, advice, helping kids get through problems. And, there's one thing hasn't changed with time. Teenage kids have problems. And, to help with that, I know a lot of kids have anxiety. If I can alleviate that anxiety, that would be great. It's been great working here, and I've had a lot of fun. I think we can be humorous.
Yeah. I
think myself, I'm a little bitty, usually pretty mellow. I'm usually pretty humble, but I do think I am a little funnier than Deputy Stewart.
That's debatable.
But anyway, when I'm done, I want to say, look, kids were safe and kids were compassed in the right direction.
Well, great. Yeah, that sounds great. Here we can lead into the next question here, which is, what are some of the most heartfelt moments at your job? Or what are just some like really cool bonding memories, or just anything, a good memory that has stuck with you while working here?
Quite honestly, there's quite a few of them actually, and they seem to be happening more like every day, especially every school year. But it can be a challenge to reach everyone, because everybody is different. We're all different from each other. Mm-hmm. So finding a way, everybody learns differently, everybody thinks differently, everybody feels differently. So being able to reach common ground, or being able to interact and get through to somebody, and also have them get through to us too. And then seeing maybe some struggles that you've helped somebody with, and then watching them walk across that stage at graduation, that's an incredible moment, because you're so proud of them, and they should be proud of themselves. So it's really heartwarming in that way.
That's really cool. I like that.
And then, of course, when you have your lost white husky walking around Tonkin Lake, and an elementary kiddo, mentions being bummed out, to the office staff there about his dog running away, and being able to break him out of the shelter and bring him back to school was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's so sweet. I love that. What about you?
Similar to Deputy Stewart, I can't, of course, name names, but there's a couple kids that were really struggling and maybe not going to make it. And I talked to them, and they graduated last year. I don't know what they're doing now, but I know they got through high school, and I just had a really good feeling about that. I know that's 2 kids out of 1,500 or something. That it's a small number, but it makes you feel good if you just affected change in a couple people. Mm-hmm. Like I say, just getting through every day, taking one day at a time is always. I look back, that when I'm at home, I look back, what fun did I have today? And I gravitate a lot to the special needs kids. When I worked in the jail, I worked in the mental health unit for 14 years. And so I like helping them, and if I can get a smile on their face before I leave, I feel it's been a successful day.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Well, you guys do make a really good impact on the students here, and we all love and appreciate you so much. But I guess to kind of turn that around, what are kind of the tough moments of working with high schoolers?
Well, like I said, mentioned earlier, it can be challenging to reach everybody. I mean, everybody has good days, everybody has bad days. Yeah. So when somebody's maybe feeling down or having that bad day, it's hard to reach. Like, how can I get this person to open up, to trust me, to talk about it, so that I can try to help them, and maybe not even open up to fully what's going on, but enough where you can communicate with them. Hey, I'm here for you. How can we help you? What resource can we get you? Even if it's not me, Mr. O'Dwyer, or the office staff, how can we help you? And it can be a challenge at times,
What's a strategy for you that helps students? Like, if someone's really struggling and not able to open up or really not able to do anything, what's your strategy to help a student?
Honestly, just sticking with it. Just reminding them, hey, I'm here. Because some people aren't going to want to open up right away. Sometimes it does take time.
Yeah.
Patience is a big one. So sometimes you have to have that patience and persistence, whether it's hey, let me know if you need anything, or a simple, hi, how are you this morning? Sending them an email, hey, doing good? Check-ins, those kind of things can make it, sometimes, get that barrier, that wall lower and lower, until finally it's like, okay, yeah, can you help me with this?
Yeah.
And then you can point them in the right direction. And sometimes what I've learned in my career, and I'm sure Mr. O'Dwyer has too, some people just need to talk. They have, the weight on their shoulders, they just have to unload. And that's perfectly normal. We're no different. We have those same things so we try to use some of those where, okay, why am I reserved? Why am I not talking about something? And try to understand that, give that person time, and then they can unload all that. Mm-hmm. So it's just patience and persistence. Yeah. And showing that you genuinely care, because we have a passion for this. We love all you guys. We love everybody, in this district. We love everybody in the community. And being able to be close to them or close to you helps us kind of break that barrier a little bit. You can trust us. Hopefully we've built that and people feel comfortable enough to approach us.
Yeah, I definitely think the care thing is big, because I think if kids can definitely sense when people don't care. And yeah, I'm glad we have people that care and like truly, like you can tell, and it helps students a lot too. So thank you.
The answer to what's the toughest part of the job, or tougher part, is, for me, some kids will look at me kind of crazy when, like, say I'm dealing with something with them, and I ask them, what are you going to do? And he goes, what do you mean, what am I going to do? What are you going to? My question is, when I say that, is, what are you going to do? Where are you going to be in 4 years? Mm-hmm. I always wished I had a time machine that I could go ahead, not just so I could get the lottery numbers or get the Lions the plays of the next game. I always wish I had a time machine just to say, if you keep on this path, let me show you a picture of what your life will be like in 4 years. And that's the toughest part, because when somebody gets stubborn, they don't want to hear that. They don't, it's tough to get them to open up and step outside themselves and look at what they'll be. Now, and I certainly don't judge anybody about this, because when I was 17, I worried about whether I was going to get a new pair of jeans, whether Debbie was going to dump me.
Yeah.
She did dump me, but do I have a prom date? What are we doing after the football game?
Yeah.
Those things are important to kids, at teenagers, teenage culture, and I get it. I really get it. And I think there was, in so many words, a counselor that tried that same strategy with me. And if it was reverse psychology, it worked, because when I was a senior, he said, what are you going to do? And I wanted to go to Michigan State. He just laughed. I mean, my grades were bad. I was definitely, it was tough for me. I was an ADD kid. And, but when he said that, I got mad. I'm like, all right, I'm going to show him. So I went to Muskegon Community College, and then I went to Michigan State. And when I saw him later, he's like, so if I could show kids what the path will look like, And if they could respond to that, it's not easy to do. And but I think it would change a lot of perspectives.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to answer it that I know.
For sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think do we have one last question or no?
We have one more for the two of you, and then we have one for just Officer Stu.
Perfect.
The one for the two of you, you kind of like touched a little bit on it, but what did inspire you to be an officer or be where you are today?
I mean, besides that Pat was working here, I just wanted to come and harass him. If you're going all the way back to when I started in law enforcement in 91, yeah, I needed a job, but it wasn't long that I felt it was a calling. And it's the same thing as here. I'm 61 years old. There's a lot of things I could be doing differently that maybe 61-year-olds do. But I love this. I mean, full disclosure. When my wife asked me, I said, I love this. Days aren't always easy, but to me it's a positive environment, and we both have worked in a negative environment for decades. So for me, that's the way to end up my working years, is in a positive environment.
Well, you definitely fit here, and it's even better with you in it. So we appreciate you a lot.
Thanks.
I think it's a requirement that we have to be named Pat too.
Yes.
So whoever takes over has to be.
But if you're going to go to question number 6 with just Stewart, is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Okay. In my other life, I was a Shakespearean actor, but nobody here has ever asked me.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I'm just joking. So I actually got a text, and I got to get moving.
Okay.
So,
you are all set.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being on the
Yeah,
pod.
thank you for coming.
Does this go national?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You're going to see it on the news.
I mean, is Joe
International.
Rogan sweating?
Yeah. Yeah, you're taking over his job. We both are.
Good. He gets boring.
Well, thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
So, for what inspired me, that's a really easy one. That was my dad. As a picture in my office of a 5-year-old Stewie with his Smurf cake, my dad in his uniform, he'd come home. I've always looked up to him. In fact, my mom she still laughs about it. He used to work nights, so I'd be up all night and hitting the garage door up and down, waiting for my dad in my Superman underwear, so waiting for him to come home safe. He's always been, my hero, and I've always looked up to him, and he would come home, from patrol, bring me a cake for my birthday, give me a ride in the cruiser. So I grew up around the department seeing the positive impacts and how happy he was. So it's really helped me out a lot, and I have always looked up to him. That's where I started.
That's really cool. So your dad was an officer?
Yep, he retired lieutenant. Yep.
Wow. So you would say from a young age that has always been something you were into?
I've always wanted to do it.
That's really cool.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Carrying him on. And being just as good as an officer.
The best I can.
You are amazing. And I guess our last one was about the play that you did last year.
Yes!
So can you tell us about that? Like, what was your favorite part? What
Honestly,
sticks with you?
Sure. The favorite part is being in it, being the experience of the whole thing, the meeting everybody. Because, last year going into it, was I've never been on stage before.
Yeah.
I was so nervous, and I relied on every single one of them to help me, and everybody did. It was amazing, I'm the guy that everybody's supposed to be looking up to, and all of a sudden I need your help. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but everybody's so cool. All of the players, the cast, the crew. Director, the teacher, everybody's absolutely amazing, so supportive, so, everybody comes together to help each other. It's a really cool experience, and, we talk about heartfelt memories. That is certainly one of them, because it's just an experience that I'll never forget.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that a chance to definitely bond with more of a group of students too at the same time? Because
Sure.
I feel like, yeah.
Yep, it's an opportunity to reach, a different group, and no different than a sports team, because everybody, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody, has different interests and likes, dislikes, those kind of things. So it was really cool to be part of that, and get to know more of you.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really special to me.
Do you think you're gonna partake in another play again?
If they'll have me,
Yes.
if I make the cut, I would absolutely love to. Like I said, it's just been something I look forward to coming into every school year. It's an amazing experience.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you
Thank you
for
so
having
much,
me.
Stewie.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.